Francis of Assisi and the Way of St. James. Santiago de Compostela. It's the year 1214. Night has long fallen. In the cathedral a man has been laying stretched out on the floor in deep prayer for many hours, as is his custom. His name is Giovanni Battista di Bernardone. He's from Umbria in Italy, more precisely from a town called Assisi. His nickname is Francesco, the little Frenchman, in Latin Franciscus, because he speaks his mother's language, French, fluently. Like many pilgrims in Santiago before and after him, Francis is searching for the meaning of his life. Born a rich merchant's son, he had wanted to be knighted, but had been taken prisoner of war on a campaign in Perugia in 1202, where he had become sick. Although his father had bought his freedom after a year, the 21-year-old had still been plunged into a deep crisis of meaning. 1206, in the ruined church of San Damiano, he had heard a voice speaking to him from the cross. "Francis, go and restore my house, which, as you can see, has been utterly destroyed." He had taken these words literally and had rebuilt this and other ruined churches with his own hands, using his father's fortune, and had shared his riches with the needy. His father, infuriated, had forced him to renounce his inheritance in a trial before the bishop. Francis had returned all his clothes to his father, confessing to the Heavenly Father as his only father. Through his preaching and living according to the gospel, in deep poverty and self-denial, he had attracted followers who wanted to live like him. Now he is plagued by uncertainty. How should his life go on? Late that night he finally receives an instruction to open monasteries all over the world, because his order is going to increase to a tremendous amount of brothers. He starts right away with the first monastery. According to legend, he commissions a poor charcoal burner named Cotolai to build the first monastery in Santiago. When Cotolai asks him where he should get the money from, he reveals him a place in the forest where a treasure is hidden. The charcoal burner actually finds it and thus erects the Franciscan monastery in Santiago. In 1215, the Pope recognizes the order of the minor friars officially. Under the guidance of St. Clara of Assisi, a spiritual friend of Francis, an order of nuns is formed, the Clarisses. Francis also founds an order for lay people, the Tertians. As the Pope and his own friars have issues with a rule for the order based solely on the Gospel, Francis retreats to Mount Verna in 1224. There he receives the stigmata of Christ. Weakened by these wounds, an eye disease and his continued fasting, he finally returns to Assisi, where he dies on October 3rd, 1226. At the time of his death, there are already numerous Franciscan monasteries in Europe. Pope Gregory IX canonizes St. Francis on July 1228. Francis leaves a rich spiritual legacy to the world, in the form of texts, letters, and also the famous Canticle of the Sun, which I've linked for you in my playlist Camino de Santiago. The Fioretti, the Little Flowers of St. Francis, are a collection of stories from his life and that of his first successors. There you find the story of his pilgrimage to Santiago in chapter 4. The Wolf of Gubbio. Chapter 21 of the Fioretti describes how Francis tames a ravening wolf, who is wreaking havoc in front of the town of Gubbio. With humility, compassion and charity, he sees the suffering of the beast he calls his brother wolf. He makes an agreement with the wolf to keep peace, and at the same time guarantees that the residents of Gubbio will provide food. Till today, the people of Gubbio remember Francis and the wolf, who walked the streets of the city for 2 years after his taming, until he died of old age. In the following film I show you pictures from Gubbio and Assisi, which I recorded on the 30th of May 2023. Buongiorno cari amici. Here I am in Gubbio today. I tried to get into the Cathedral of San Francesco. Unfortunately, it's closed. It only opens at 5 p.m. That's too late for me. That's why I'm doing a little pan through the city and then I continue to Assisi. I'm standing here in front of the Church of San Francesco and film the beautiful city of Gubbio. A market has probably taken place or is taking place today. If you like my video, please give me a like or a comment. In order to subscribe, please click on the scallop shell. The city of Gubbio is decorated with flags today. It is a very beautiful, small medieval town. Unfortunately, I don't have that much time today and need to move on again. This is a look of an Italian town which already existed in the Middle Ages. Now I've arrived in Assisi. From the left, clouds of a thunderstorm are coming. I've already seen a lightning. Here I am in front of the Cathedral of San Francesco, where I have already been 40 years ago. At the age of 13, my very first pilgrimage, I came with a group of pilgrims from Nether Bavaria. During the Mass, I read intercessions in the church service. As some concert is taking place at the upper entrance, I can only get in at the lower entrance, and I have to enter on the left side. I've just left the cathedral. Taking pictures or filming isn't allowed in there. I kept to that and I'll look up some pictures on the internet and then keep you informed. I'm here in the courtyard now and can still do some filming from the outside. My dear friends, that's it for now from Assisi. I'm going to do some research and add more content at home. Ciao, ciao!